So this is a video a long time coming. Well, not that long, but I've said many times on my channel, or at least twice, that Mystery Ranch is probably my favorite brand of backpacks in general. And you know, they're not camera bags, even though I'm known as a photographer. You can check out my Instagram. But generally speaking, like when it comes to just everyday carry bags, I love Mystery Ranch. And like, you know, there are tons of reasons for that, and it doesn't go to anything like these guys make bags for like firefighters and EDC guys and all that kind of stuff. I'm not much of those guys. I'm not much of one of those guys, but I don't know, there's something about Mystery Ranch bags I really like. Maybe secretly I want to be an EDC guy. I mean, I do have one of, let's see, hold on. I do have one of these. I think this is what EDC guys have. My wife bought it for me. I don't even know what it is. This is the Mystery Ranch Urban Assault 21. It's one of their like most popular bags these days. There's a 24 liter version, a 21 liter version. This is the 21 liter version. Let's get into it. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the Mystery Ranch Urban Assault 21, and I'm going to compare it. Take that off. I'm going to compare it to the GORUCK GR1. Now, the GR1 is of course a classic EDC, like everyday carry, daily carry kind of backpack. This is the 21 liter. This is also a 21 liter bag. You can see their shape and style are very different, but the actual use of these bags is quite similar. I mean, not the way you use them, but like, well, yeah, kind of the way you use them too, but just the way that they, like, this is actually the 1000D Cordura version, which this is also 1000D, and anyway, I'll get into the similarities and differences later. So this guy's gonna get out of the way for a minute. Mystery Ranch is famous for this Y design, Y zipper design. So the tri-zip, as they call it. Now, if you look at a GORUCK opens clamshell. So you can see the GORUCK has like this type of opening, right? Like clamshell, put your stuff in, close it, gone. The Mystery Ranch is quite a different thing. And I like to feel like this is actually slightly more modern. I don't know if it actually is more modern in terms of like bags and stuff, but it feels more modern to me. There are number 10 YKK weather or aqua guard zippers all along here, and then another one at the top for your quick access. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this is the 1000D Cordura shadow color. It feels like the exact same material as what's on that GORUCK that I talked about earlier. Like, I mean, these are both made in Vietnam. I don't know if they're sourcing their materials from the same place, but it feels like identical. Color is like slightly different, but overall the feeling is quite similar. Now, let's flip around to the back for a second. These straps are just so utterly comfortable. It's almost impossible to explain how comfortable they are. When I put on the GORUCK, I feel the straps. And they're starting to break in and all those things, but I feel the straps. When I put this thing on with the same amount of stuff, like if I hold the bag like this and I hold the GORUCK like that, they feel like the same weight. But when I put this on, it just like disappears from my back. It's as if it's gone. And the interesting thing is my friend is 6'3". He tried it on, said it was the most comfortable bag he ever tried on. I'm 5'6". Tried it on, the most comfortable bag I ever tried on. Mystery Ranch, they're like magicians when it comes to this. If you want a comfortable carry bag, look no further. The padding feels like kind of like that beautiful, like, you know, like your favorite pillow. Whereas like the GORUCK feels like a rock that has a towel on it. So depends on, you know, what you like. I mean, for me, this feels just, again, like I've said it like 10 times, it's unbelievably comfortable. I don't even use the load lifters, or I haven't yet because I haven't needed to, using it for daily carry. Just so comfortable. This mesh here is really nice. I mean, I'm not much of a sweater, so for me it doesn't make much of a difference either way. And it's the same mesh on the back of the straps, which just feels great. They are, of course, like thinner this way than the GORUCK straps, like you can probably see here. Like much thicker, again, rock with a towel. Favorite pillow. We're already at like 6 minutes, so this is gonna be a long one, folks. Stay tuned. Sternum strap included, thank you very much. I thought like, oh, I might be able to, since they're the same color, I can use it on the GORUCK too, but to be honest, like, I don't feel like I would ever be carrying enough in one of these bags to need it. But if I were going to be going on a big trip with one of these bags that was gonna carry a lot of stuff, I honestly would take this easily. The thing just, it fucking disappears from your bag. I have some criticisms for this bag, and this is like a direct criticism next to the GORUCK. This top handle here, this thing, this is like one of the best top handles ever. Like, I find myself like grabbing it like this and just like throwing it in my car, or like grabbing it from my car like this all the time. And it's an interaction that I have every day. This works perfectly fine for just like a minute or a second of just grabbing it. It's just like a piece of nylon webbing. But like, if they just made this like slightly nicer, like I have the Robo Flip bag, which has a really nice handle. If they just made it with the same handle, I think it would be, I mean, it would be awesome. Let's be honest. I mean, I don't think they expect you to use it very often, but yeah. Basically what I do is I use one of these guys, which is from a company called Ashina here in Korea. They make other tactical kind of travel bags, but this is like $1, $2, and it just wraps around here and holds it in place and makes it a little bit more comfortable to hold. Wish the color was different, but you know what? Comfort over color, blah, blah, blah. $2, Velcro it on, you're good to go. I just wish Mystery Ranch would do it themselves, or even like wrap it around and sew it, but yeah. Top of the bag, there is a quick access pocket. So compared to the GORUCK GR1, quick access pocket is this slash pocket across the front here. When there are things in this bag, you barely can use this pocket. It is just so, like, I don't know if you can see this. You probably can't see it on the camera. I've been using this bag for like 2 weeks because I was getting ready for this review. And I've got like scratches along my hand here. And it sounds funny, but it's actually true. I've got like 3 little nicks here from going into this pocket like this and scratching my hand as I go in. On the zipper, maybe, you know, pain is gain and all that kind of stuff, which is kind of GORUCK's motto, so maybe that's what it's for. I don't know. Could be wrong. Don't get me wrong, although it sounds like I hate the GORUCK. I absolutely love that bag, so it's not about hate or love. This quick access, on the other hand, is on the top of the bag. So it is under here, which is like a, I think they call it a brain pocket in some cases. So very smooth AquaGuard YKK zipper. In this case, it's a number 8, so slightly smaller, but you know, you don't really need much of a big zipper here. This is like big. There is no scratching going on in this case. Generally what I carry in here is my mask, my wallet. It's like a thumb style pocket. Like there's some mesh here, which feels great. Back to that later. And I carry my keys. Now, I know this looks long and giant. This is a dispatch camera strap that I actually use as a kind of lanyard for my keys. Here is like a, there's like a little key thingy here. Key attachment point, and you know, like what I tend to do is, like when I get to my office, is I will hold it by this handle, unzip the pocket, unlock my door, that's why it's extra long, and then just shove it back in. But because this pocket has so much of its own volume, it can handle something like that and be perfectly fine. Whereas like if I stuff all these things into that front GORUCK pocket, I'm gonna get scratched going in. It's just part of life. The zipper is so smooth. And then there are these like pull tabs everywhere where you can just grab and go. Back to the front. Mystery Ranch here again has this design, this Y-zip design. So a zipper here and then 2 zippers on the top. There are some reasons for this. So basically what happens is if you want to, you can just grab this front part here and you can just, I mean, they're a little bit stiff still, but you can just rip it open. I don't have any power either. I'm quite weak, you know. That's why I probably don't do rucking. Anyway, so you can rip it open like that, and then the top opens like this. If you do that, then you have just like this top access point where you can just grab your stuff out, like my water bottle, coffee cup. I don't drink much water. Here. And then it's just like a top loader, you know, like your traditional top loader. So you have options here. This is the mesh that was on the other side of that pocket, so you can actually see my keys and stuff in there if you look closely. Why do you have this zipper, may you ask? Well, you saw the GORUCK opens like this, and people like that type of opening, but the problem is with that type of opening is it gets a little, how can I say, like things get like jumbled around a lot. Like I'll get somewhere and like my pouch is kind of like over here and then my thing is over here, and for my OCD it drives me nuts. So I need to pack it full to make sure that doesn't happen. With this bag, it's not like that at all. So there is, again, this YKK number 10 zip here, which is a little bit stiff, like around the point where these meet, but I heard that that breaks in after time. And it's actually just in like the week or so, it's already broken in. So zipper it like this, and you end up with this like cadaver, I think that's what I've heard it called, cadaver style thing. To me, this is every bit as good as the, what did we call it earlier? As the clamshell opening. If you pack properly, like the thing you need the least in the bottom, and then the other things you need here, you basically have the same access. So right now I have my camera cube here because in daily life I don't use my camera that often. But you know, it's there if I need it. I'm a photographer, check my Instagram. But yeah, there it is. This is just my tech pouch, which I just put this on here so I can see it more easily in dark cavernous holes. So it splays out like this, and then you can just pack it like so. So let me take my stuff out so you can see. Again, this is from Target. I talk about it all the time. It's super cheap. I have lots of expensive ones. End up using this cheap one because it just works so well. It has the same zoom zip as the Peak Design one, which is like, and this thing's like 30 bucks. People are buying that fake Sturkman or whatever Peak Design. Buy this, man. This is sick, and it has a lifetime warranty and stuff, and you know, like decent materials as opposed to, you know, like something you'd have no idea. I mean, at least Target is an established company. My camera cube, so I use this camera cube a lot, and the reason is because it's so thin. So it's a super thin camera cube. This is from Ona, and I mostly use Leica cameras and compact cameras, so for me it works perfectly fine. It looks something like this. It looks like a mess, I know. This is my favorite camera strap. It's a Dispatch. It's like a sling strap that you can adjust on the fly, like you want it to be long or not. Dispatch, awesome company, more on them later. My camera's in here, I got some film and all that kind of stuff. This thing is kind of like my EDC pouch, I guess, because that is my EDC stuff. The Ona thing is great. I mean, I don't like that it's brown, but it has like nice YKK zips and all that stuff, so works great. Now, the pack itself, you have a laptop sleeve here, not a laptop, tablet. You have a tablet sleeve here, which is not padded or anything, but you know, nice enough to throw your tablet in. You have a laptop sleeve here in the back, which is padded, is raised up off the bottom. I put my iPad in here in this TomTalk case, but like, you know, I would easily put my laptop in here with no case and not feel any stress about it at all. It's just my iPad just kind of lives in this case, so it's part of routine. Fits in there quite nicely. Now it turns it into like the size of a 15-inch laptop when I use this case, so, but you can see it there. My wife bought me the iPad, so if it breaks, I'm dead. Like dead, so there's that. Now, the GORUCK, if you open the GORUCK again, if I open the GORUCK again, there are these two pockets here. So there is this quick access pocket, which I generally tend to throw like my AirPods, maybe my mask in, and that's it. And then there's this big mesh pocket. The problem with this big mesh pocket is if you fill it up, this pocket doesn't want to open. So then there's no clamshell mode anymore, because like if there's something long here, it'll just stop like here. And it's just like impossible to open. And I very rarely hear people talk about that in reviews. So I don't even use this pocket unless I'm putting something in like a shirt, like something soft that can move. And even then it still obstructs it. This mesh, sorry GORUCK, feels way more chintzy than the mesh on this mystery wrench bag. Just in my hand, the mystery wrench feels way more like beefy and durable and stiff. This feels a little bit like it'll fray really easily or something. I don't know. Molly webbing here, and then there's molly webbing here, of course. I don't use it in either case, so, but it's there if you really need it. Some people really care about that stuff. My friend has this bag, and I've seen him put like his tripod down here, He's a photographer too. I've also heard that he sometimes uses it for like camping stuff. I don't go camping, so I don't know. Now, as I showed you on the GORUCK, there are these two, in the GORUCK there are like two pockets, you know, like quick access type pockets inside the bag. So two organizational pockets inside the bag. In Mr. Ranch's case, there are these two mesh pockets along the wings here. So they open and they're here and here. I find this so much better than the way the GORUCK does it, because when the bag is like this, you can actually get at either one of them if you want to. It keeps them up off the bottom, and it keeps them from taking up valuable space where you need the space to be. Does that make sense? Like in the GORUCK, that they kind of eat into either the quick access space or into the main compartment space. In this case, it's very rare that you'll have it packed up where something is here, where these pockets live, which is here. If you look here, the zip actually goes all the way to the edge of this wing. I know it's kind of hard to see. Maybe I should flip it around. Oh yeah, nice view. Okay, so yeah, it goes all the way to the edge of this part here. And you can put like I use my thermometer for my students that I have to have because of Corona and all that. And what I haven't heard people say in reviews is the pocket actually goes all the way up to this part, and then it goes down about 4 fingers, and then about 6 or 7 fingers up here. And you know, it's funny because when I pack this, when I pack the GORUCK, I'm really annoyed with where I should put that thermometer. I have to put it inside a pouch or something, because if I put it in that pocket, the mesh pocket inside the bag, it stops the bag from opening properly. Like, really does. It really gets annoying. Or it cuts so much into the quick access space that again, my wallet floats around the top. Oh. Anyway, those things are annoying. I still love the bag, but annoying. In this side, I tend to put my AirPods because I don't use them that often. If I feel like I'm gonna use them often, I would put them up in here. And just some deodorant, women's. I love it. I like to smell that way. Sorry. It's just how it is. When I got this bag, I was really worried that it didn't have like these internal pockets and all this stuff like the UA24 has, but what I've noticed in use is that it's the absolute perfect amount of organization for me. Like, perfect. So let me pack it back up because I am gonna use this bag today, and I might cut this from the video, I might not, but oh, I forgot to mention this, so I'm not gonna cut it. This is the, what do you call that? Like, to hold the laptop down. And Tom on Pack Hacker kind of mentioned this, but I think it's worth noting that this patch here is much larger than the size of the patch here, so you can kind of just, and what that helps with is when the bag is packed out, sometimes you can't get right at this easily, so you can kind of just, you know, grab a space and go. Now, I don't like these things at all, so what I love, and I think the reason is because for water bladder thingies, but it kind of has its own loop and hook here, and you can just fold it upon itself like that, and then just stuff it behind, and it's gone. And I love that. I love it when Mr. Ranch does that. They do it on some of the Clutterwork bags, and they do it on some other bags as well. Great. I forgot to mention, so this is a Nintendo Switch like case, and there's nothing in it. Negative against this bag compared to the GORUCK is the bottom of the bag has no padding whatsoever. So since my camera lives down there, I tend to put this Nintendo thing because it's full of padding, and my camera lives like on top of it. So it is the padding for my camera. It also helps the bag stand up. So this bag doesn't technically stand up on its own. It does the same thing the GORUCK does, where it like leans forward. I find this one leans even more forward than the GORUCK. The GORUCK will stand up most of the time, depending on how you have it packed. With this Nintendo thing in here, it gives me a way better chance. Heavy thing at the bottom and Nintendo thingy, it's actually the exact same size as this bottom thing, and it'll stand up perfectly fine, which is great. Pouch in here, like, man, what a bag. I'm telling you, it's a killer bag. Zipper. So it has all of these grab handles here for when you're zipping like so. And ASMR would be awesome for that sound because it sounds great. These zippers can be cumbersome because you have to zip up both of them, like one on this side and one on this side. But then honestly, in use, the zippers feel so cool that I kind of enjoy doing it. So if you're a bag nerd, that probably won't bother you. all in all, this is the Mystery Ranch Urban Assault 21 in Shadow 1000D Cordura, one of my favorite bags. I've only had it for a little while, but all I can say is, man, this bag is so fadeable. Fadeable definition incoming. Yes, like that. It fades into my life. I put my stuff in it, I wore it, and it was just gone. I didn't even think about carrying another bag. And honestly, there is so much to be said for that. That just means that it doesn't get in my way. The Tombin Synapse is a little bit like that, except the Tombin Synapse looks, well, you know. And look at this. It just looks killer. It's just so like sleek and cool. My wife saw this bag and she's like, wow, that's a cool looking bag. And my wife is quite a fashionable Korean lady, so you can imagine that is a good vote of confidence. So this video is around 25 minutes. I'm gonna cut it short there. If you wanna think about some other bags you might carry instead of this bag, just give me 1 second. I'll show you a couple of options that I think might work. Wandrd PRVKE. Sorry, Chase. The Wandrd Provoke. I had to do that. Chase Reeves. Everybody loves him. He's great. This is the Wandrd Provoke without vowels, and in a lot of ways this is a great daily carry bag. And it's even more versatile than that because it also can be a camera bag. It has a roll top, so it can be gigantic. It's built of robust materials, although not quite as robust as this, it feels like for me. I will say, like, things like quick access, not as good here. So, you know, your mileage may vary, but it's one to look into. I find getting into the main compartment a lot more difficult here. In overall use, you know, some of the zippers can get a bit sticky because they're smaller YKKs and, you know, all that kind of stuff. But overall, a great bag. This one, and this will be the subject of a review very shortly. This is the DSPTCH Daypack. It's just such a great daily carry bag. It's one of those bags that just like, it has the right organization in the right places. It doesn't do things it doesn't need to do, but it does things it needs to do very, very well. It's a great bag. 1680D ballistic nylon in this one's case. This is a new one. Number 10, super smooth YKK zippers. Internal organization on this front pocket. It has like one of the best laptop sleeves I've seen in a backpack because it's like separate from the bag, but not like the GORUCK. You don't have to flip any straps out of the way or anything like that. It's just there. It has a pretty sizable main compartment that goes, you know, down. Really nice mesh here. Anyway, there will be a review on that coming soon. Great straps. Blah, 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 blah. This bag doesn't do anything wrong in my opinion, which makes it amazing. There's no nitpicks I have with this bag, which is like, well, not many bags are like that. And in daily use, it's probably like the one I reach for almost most often because, again, like I just said about the Mystery Ranch being fadeable, this one is extremely fadeable. My wife also thinks this one looks great, but what she says about this one is that it doesn't have its own statement. Like, she thinks this one looks like it's making a statement, this one just looks like it's being a bag, which I don't know, take that for what it's worth. But DSPTCH Daypack, awesome, made in the USA, all that nice stuff. All right, so that's the end of the video, really. The one thing I didn't mention about the GORUCK that I'm gonna mention now is just that it has like that laptop sleeve in the back, that bomb-proof laptop sleeve thing. Man, I don't know, because I've got to flip the straps back, I don't find it that useful, and I end up just shoving my laptop in that ruck plate thing, so to me, I don't find that. Maybe when I'm traveling, I don't know, but there it is. I don't find it any better than this in use. So, Mystery Ranch Urban Assault 21. I've said it a bunch of times. Peace, kids. Have a good weekend. Much love. And Merry Christmas. Bye-bye. Editor Josh here. And yes, the beard is immense. It's my Christmas beard. And yes, I look a bit of a mess because basically I was just building a kitchen. Long story. But to add to this already gigantic video, the one thing I wanted to, a couple of things I didn't mention during the video that I wanted to mention really quickly. One thing is, I said during the video several times that this bag does not stand up on its own, and it doesn't. But the thing is, this pocket is the reason. So, there you go, my cat's here. Bye-bye. So if it's like this, it doesn't really stand up on its own very well. So if it's like this, you're gonna have to like find somewhere to put it or to lean it. But if you put the pocket like this, so you're just looking at the stuff on the inside, so what I tend to do is open it this way, then it will stand up perfectly fine on its own like that, because the weight balances. So if you're in a cafe or something, you can like open it like this and it will stand up on its own perfectly well, and I find that is something I've used, and I don't know why I didn't mention it in the video. I just forgot, I think. And then the other thing is the back panel. I didn't talk about the back panel. They're super stiff on both this and the GORUCK. There's not much in it between them. If anything, the Mystery Ranch is slightly stiffer, in my opinion, than the one. The padding is more cushy, but the actual back panel itself feels stiffer. That's it. Peace. 안녕하세요. 저는 조시입니다. 반갑습니다. 이거 말한다. 펭수 이마트 가방.